Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a very special webinar on the Polish market. And we're just going to wait for a few more people to arrive and we'll get started with you shortly. Okay, maybe 30 more seconds and we'll get cracking. We'll get started. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Warm welcome to this webinar. My name is Paul Wagner. I'm from the Nordic Tourism Collective, a close partner of ETOA, who are hosting this with us this morning. Thanks very much to our colleagues at ETOA. A warm welcome to this very special webinar on the Polish market. And we are super exciting about what is happening on the Polish outbound market. And we want to reveal what's happening in the Polish market today. And we've got a fantastic panel with you this morning. Let me introduce you to them just to say hello. Good morning, Jan Jakubczyk from Pomorze. Good morning.
Hello.
And good morning to Maciek Damski, who is the owner of Craft Events. Morning, Maciek.
Hello.
Morning to Filip Beniewicz from Lotte Airlines, Commercial Director. Morning, Filip.
Hello, welcome. Good morning.
And finally, good morning to Karol Krawczyk from the founder and CEO of All In Travel. Good morning, Karol.
Hi, good morning to all.
Great stuff. So this is one of our webinars where we talk about specific source markets. And the first one, as far as we're aware, we've ever done on the Polish market. And I think it's a really good time that we're doing it. There's a lot of talk in many countries in Northern Europe and all over Western Europe, how exciting the Polish market is. And we're going to divulge some of that information and talk about the in and outs of the Polish market. But first, I want to introduce and get Jan Jakubczyk to share his screen. He's going to paint us a nice picture of the Polish market for us all this morning before we start the questions. And just to say that there is a Q&A. If anybody has any questions for our panelists, we'll be delighted to answer them at the end of the webinar this morning. So thank you very much, Jan, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Paul, and thank you very much, all of you, for coming. Thank you, Paul, for organizing this event. Like I'm promoting Scandinavia on the Polish tour operators market for a few years. And always when I was talking with some partners, especially tourist board, about some supporting the marketing activities, I heard that Poland is not our top market. We have no budget for it. So I really believe that meetings like today will slowly change this view. My name is Jan Jakubczyk. I'm a founder of Przez Morze and B2B Hotels. We are a wholesaler specializing in Scandinavian destination and working with Polish tour operators only with group sales. At the beginning, I would love to tell you just a few words about Polish economy and the changes for last 20 years. When I was looking for some interesting digits to show you, I found such an information that according to IMF, Poland this year will overtake Switzerland and become 20th biggest economy in the world. When you will see the graphic on the left, so Poland GDP will be higher than all 9 green countries together. I mean, Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia, Belarus, Ukraine, Moldova, Romania, and Bulgaria. When you look also how fast it changed. So for last 19 years, it almost our GDP almost quadrupled. So with the number of population over 37 million and 206% of unemployment rate today, I think that Poland seems to be quite a deep and interesting growing market, especially for tourism. But when we'll talk about tourism, I think one of the most important factors is how much money is in clients, people's pocket. So I think these numbers also are quite interesting. So for last 20 years, our average salary increased for more than 250%. But I think the most important factor is the purchasing power, which during this period almost doubled. And last year, 2024, was the record year in this, because our average purchasing power, so average growth or real increase of salary after taking into account the inflation, grow for 9 and 5%. What means that Polish clients can afford more, they are spending more, and we can only see it in the digits. So every year, this net per pax, the money people spend for their travel, increase much faster than the number of clients. But coming back to the tourist digits, I would love to show you real numbers of tourist trips organized only by tour operators. So those numbers you can see here are not taking into consideration any individual travelers, any FITs. These are only digits which were sent, and according to those digits, we tour operators, we pay a special governmental fee. So in real, those digits can be even higher. 2019 was the record year when tour operators did over 8 million trips. And we were thinking how fast we will get back to these numbers after the pandemic times. So we reached 2019 already in 2023. And from this year, we see very fast dynamic growth. So 2024, it was already 9 million. And when you can see for the result of Q1 and Q2 2023, it's almost, we are almost sure that we will cross 10 million tourists in this year. When we see the structure of these trips, almost 60% are charter flights, European and non-European. In Poland, we have around 10 tour operators which are specializing in charters. The biggest one are Ithaca, Rainbow, and TUI. So some of them are European one. 4% are non-European countries with scheduled flights. And I think the most interesting for you, 38 or almost 40%, so means 4 million tours, is Poland and European countries. We can't say exactly how many are inside Poland trips and how many are Europeans, but I think that the European country are the biggest number of tours. And this part, I think, is the most interesting about those smaller size tour operators. And now I would love to tell you a little bit about the structure of the market. So when I was meeting with my partners, I always say that Polish tour operator market is different than all the others because I haven't heard about any market when we have registered over 4,500 tour operators. To be a tour operator in Poland, you need to have the governmental license, and you also need to pay each year a special insurance and send it to the governmental office. So I think that all the tour operators are active companies. And when I was preparing this presentation, I looked for today's data. And I really, jumped out of my trousers, because today we have 5,383 registered tour operator companies, which I think it's also for my Polish colleague like the very, very big surprise. And when you can see for this diagram, here you have how it grew for last few years. And what's also surprising, this growth of number of tour operators was also during the pandemic times. If you ask me why, I have no idea, and I have no idea how to explain it. But for sure, it influenced on the way to get into this market, because I really think that this is the most fragmented market in Europe, or maybe even in the world. And reaching this very fragmented market costs much more. And also finding the good buyers, good tour operators to focus the marketing, it's much more difficult. At the end of this introduction, I would love to tell you a little bit about our company, my company. I'm a founder of like the biggest Polish wholesaler specializing in the Scandinavian market, Scandinavian destination. We work only on the Polish market with Polish tour operators and only with group operators. So our average size of a group is more than 40 tourists. To run the business and to manage the development of the business, we build our own B2B platform, which helps our client to make the calculations, prepare the packages, make the booking, execution, and settlement. So each tour operator can log in, can build the package himself, or use the ready-made packages. He has the access to Media Bank. With 2 minutes, he can make the calculation of each trip. But the platform functionalities is a subject for totally different meeting. We are continuously growing and looking for new partners to join the platform, but also to make marketing. So we focus a lot on the marketing activities. We are very active doing the farm trips, webinars, doing road shows. Now in our sales team, I have 6 people working. So we try to be as strong as possible and promoting Scandinavian destination really hard. And also we slowly add new destination to our portfolio. So now it's UK and step by step other countries. As I said that we are growing quite fast, I would love to show you the digits for last 3 years. So this year we're supposed to double our turnover from 24 and cross 700 groups, which means around 130,000 nights sold. These are together the ferry overnight crossing, because we use lots of ferry crossing to reach the Scandinavia, and also hotel nights. In 2026, our goal is to cross 1,000 groups sold and to cross 180,000 nights sold. I think that's enough for the introduction. Thank you very much. And I would love to invite all of you to Poland to see on your eyes how Poland changed, how cities look like. They are really clean and safety. I've got 3 children. They are 17 and 19. I live on the outskirts of Warsaw, and for a few years they are coming back home alone with the public transport after midnight, which is not very common in many capitals in Europe. So please come and see how Poland changed during last 20 years. Thank you very much, and I give you, Paul, the voice.
Thanks very much, Jan. I really appreciate that insight into the Polish market, and a couple of points I just wanted to ask you as well. I mean, it's staggering the number of tour operators that you mentioned there. I mean, it's bigger than pretty much every other European country we can think of. I mean, this is just a general question. Most of these tour operators, do they kind of specialize in a certain holiday or a certain region, or are they more kind of generalists, or is it a mixture of both?
I think it's a mixture of both. So there is a huge number of small and medium-sized tour operators, and majority of them is specializing in group tourism, because this is the, let's say, easiest way of reaching the market, and many of them are working locally with the local community. So they are working like locally, but doing different kind of trips for factories, for youth travel, for schools, pilgrims. And they are mostly group tourism. So I think this is one of the biggest number. And also young people are starting a new business, and they are very often focusing on the very specific products, like I don't know, mountain trips, for smaller groups, and like the trekking ones. So this is another, in my opinion, big part of companies, especially the new one.
Yes, it seems to be incredibly diverse. It seems to cover every potential holiday anybody would ever want coming out of Poland. So no, fantastic. And I think many people would be surprised at the incredible figures coming out of the Polish economy these days, and the very small unemployment numbers, etc. And I think this just shows that there must be a massive appetite nowadays from the Polish market to get to see the rest of Europe, to explore. Are the Polish travelers, just generally one last point, are the Polish travelers very curious? Do they enjoy visiting cities, and do many of them like sitting on beaches, or do we have the full 360 of degrees of different type of holidays that people are looking for on the Polish market?
I think we have 360 degrees. So when we talk about the clients who wants to stay on the beach in the hotel, so they are mostly charter flights. But when we talk about the rest of the market, I think it's mostly the active travel. Also, the huge number of FITs. I think the FIT market is growing even faster than the tour operators one, because, young people, they have totally different options, potential, they know the languages. So for them, the individual travel is much easier. So this market is even growing faster. And yeah, they are looking for, Polish people love to make a sightseeing. They love to see as much as possible, but also active tourism, in my opinion, is very, very popular.
Super. Well, I think you painted a nice picture. I think now we should get into the details, and let me introduce, or let me allow our other panelists to introduce themselves. First, Philip from LOT, could you just say hello to the audience, introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you very much, Paul. Thank you, Jan, for a great presentation at the beginning of this webinar. I would like to start with say thank you very much for organizing this great webinar. For me personally, it's a great pleasure to join for this discussion, because as you said, I'm the Filip Biniewicz. I'm from LOT Polish Airlines. I'm responsible for the commercial part of our business, especially in Poland. This is, let's say, my market, but also the Central European markets as well. I covered with my team. What I would like to say about the LOT Polish Airlines, I would say that, of course, we are the flag carrier of Poland, but our mission is not only to connect Poland with the world, but also to strengthen Poland's role as an aviation hub in Central and Eastern Europe. So we would like to connect the countries through our hub in Warsaw. Actually, I would say that this is great opportunity for me to share with you some insights from our side and to present Poland as a great market with the great potential.
Super, thanks, Philip. Delighted you could join us today. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Maciek Damski, who's going to tell us a little bit, and he's more a representative from the mice division today, mice segment. Hi, Maciek.
Hi everyone. Hi, my name is Maciek Damski. I'm the owner of the Craft Events. It's a small boutique incentive agency, and my main focus is organize very good quality and personal approach events. So yeah, we are organizing mostly corporate events for like team buildings, like city breaks. Key incentive is like a very important part of my job. Cycling food, wine tours, trip, like cultural events. Yeah, and for me it's very important always to find something very unique and organize events like to be very special. And from like I said, I'm small boutique, and I have a lot of time to organize like in every detail. So you know, for our clients to organize like very nice memories, and that's it. Yeah.
No, I think it's really interesting that we have you here, because I think a lot of people maybe don't realize the potential in the Polish market for this type of high quality products as well. So thanks, Maciek, for joining us, and we look forward to hearing more. And finally, Karol Krawczyk from All In Travel. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. Yeah, my name is Karol Krawczyk, and I am CEO of the All In Travel. All In Travel is the small travel agency. We have the three departments: incentive travel, school trips, and the leisure. The biggest one now are the school trips, which are very popular. We also watch travel trends on this base, because the school tourism has changed a lot in the last years. From short trips in Poland to big international trips in Europe, or even outside Europe. And so I am happy that I can share my observation about the Polish travel trends, because the market is very interesting and growing fast.
Super, thanks, Karol, and welcome. And let's get straight into it now. And maybe I could start with you, Jan. You know, how strong is the Polish leisure market currently outbound from Poland to the Nordic region, obviously your specialist area, but also to Europe as a whole? And as I think you alluded to it earlier, is the group market still dominating, or are the group and FIT segments moving at the same pace?
So we are focusing on the group market. So I can say a little bit more about it, because I don't have the digits about FIT's market. I think Philip can say a little bit more about it, because you know he can see the numbers on the flights. But when we talk about the group market, it's quite a new market for Scandinavian destination. I was really surprised when I was starting our B2B business, that Scandinavia is not so popular as a very close destination. I think the reason of this were the prices. So like, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago, when you get to the restaurant in Norway and you see the prices which were triple or quadruple, you just move backward. But now when you go to the good restaurant in Norway and you see that it's plus 20%, you don't care, and you just sit, eat and drink alcohol, which few years ago it was just difficult to imagine. So that's why these numbers in organized trips is growing very, very fast. So when we started our cooperation with Tallink Silja Line in 2017, our biggest success was to triple the group sales in 3 years, and this tendency is still moving. So we year by year really increase their group sales on our market. It's the same with other Scandinavian destination. So now our bestseller and best growing, destination are the Northern Baltic capitals. I mean, Riga, Tallinn, Stockholm, and Helsinki. But I really believe that Norway will be the top growing destination for this year, because we can see much bigger interest in this destination. We also want to start cooperation with LOT to make the flight packages. And also like Lofoten, Nordkapp, so these longer trips. This is something which tour operators are asking about.
One last question to you, Jan, about the group market. Obviously, the group market is becoming very interesting from the Polish market. Is this made up of more, what kind of makeup are these groups? Are they families in these groups? Are they elderly, more elderly, retired people, young one, or is it a mixture of everything? Because I think the kind of group potential there is so big. I think it'd be lovely to know what the drill down a little bit into it.
Okay, so I think there are different kinds of the market. Starting from school groups, as Karol said, it's a huge market in Poland, really amazing market, because I believe that it's over 20% of the of this European market, and the market which really changed, because like before it was a big part was inside Poland. So now the European destinations are growing, and the destinations like Switzerland, like Sweden, also Norway, but also non-European ones. So we have, school groups going to Dubai, to New York. It's crazy when I hear about it, but yeah, the market goes this way. A very strong, Silver Age people market. We've also pilgrims market. So, we have like pilgrims to Scandinavia, because it's not like very Catholic region, but you can everywhere build a program, and it's more touristic one with some pieces of, Catholic attractions, I would say. And also family market, single market. So this is growing, and I think this is growing quite fast. So I mean, like before, this economical market was the strongest one, and everyone was asking about the price. So this is the biggest change. Now people are first asking about the quality with the reasonable price, and not the lower price. And we can see it in the numbers, and that this net per pax is growing very fast. So I think this is also very important.
Thanks, Jan. Thank you for that. And let's bring in Philip now from an airline perspective. How are you seeing things develop, Philip, on the FIT side, especially, and passengers traveling all over Europe?
Yeah, thank you for this. I would say that we are seeing very strong growth on multiple levels. I would say, starting with the group's perspective, with the leisure market, particularly to the Nordic and Baltic region. The results are truly impressive, I would say. In the first half of this year alone, our group travel from Poland to these regions essentially doubled compared to the same period in the previous year. So we see that the demand is not just recovering, because the previous year for the groups wasn't such great. After the COVID, we struggled with some, let's say, problem with demand, but actually expanding well beyond pre-pandemic levels this year. So for us, it's really impressive, these results. But in addition of the groups, like Jan mentioned about this FIT segments, the individual segments, there is some important nuance, I would say. While group traffic is mostly leisure driven, that the individual growth is still being driven mainly by the business passengers. This is our observation. So this picture is a little different, but actually still we see a great the better numbers than it was the previous year. What is also really important to mention, this is that the average length of the stay is slowly increasing for the leisure trips. So it means that the leisure trips, the group's passengers stay longer in the destinations. In terms of the business travelers, the VIT travelers, let's say this individual passengers, we're observing the opposite trend. So these trips are becoming shorter, more focused. So yeah, we observe such trends in terms of the current trends in the Poland. But actually, I would say that what is really important for me is this group leisure side, because we see really nice and impressive growth. So this is our observation in this topic.
That's great to hear. I mean, it's great to see how quickly LOT is developing the destinations at the same time because of this demand, both on the group and FIT and business side. And I guess this growth to different destinations is going to continue in the next year or so. Have you got
Finger crossed.
new routes planned?
Yeah, maybe not particular, I cannot say you, but yeah, this year we announced the new routes, tens of the new routes, I would say. Actually, the last one we announced the Rovaniemi in Finland. It will start like November, the end of November this year. But also at the beginning of this year, we opened the new route to the Iceland, to the Reykjavik. And actually, I would say that we're really happy about the results, and we see that Polish tourists looking something new, something fresh, something that they cannot, let's say, go to the really hot destination like, I don't know, Egypt or some kind of this really popular on the charters like Jan presented before, but they looking something new, something fresh, maybe a little cooler.
Excellent, thank you. Well, no, that's a great insight, and I'm coming up to Carol now because being an operator yourself, are you finding the development and the growth exactly the same with All In Travel as well? And can I also ask you at the same time, Carol, is the Polish market, are they early bookers or are they particularly late bookers? What's this kind of tendency on the Polish market?
Okay, the Polish market is becoming more of the early booking. Like my colleague Jan, we talk about this. Now in All In Travel, 65 the 70% of the my spring sales will be confirmed already in October and November this year. By the end of the year, for the sure, the next spring.
So very early bookers. Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah, but it is about the group for the incentive or the school group and after the leisure.
Sure, but that's a big percentage of your business and a very important trend. And I think many of the people here listening would be very interested to hear that maybe a little bit like some parts of the German markets, that the Polish are also early bookers. So that's really interesting to hear. Thanks for that. Maciek, I wanted to just touch a little bit more on the MICE and incentive side. How do you feel the potential is for European destinations from the Polish market regarding MICE?
Yes, European destinations have a great potential for Polish MICE market. They are close, easy to reach, and well connected by flights. Yeah, which is very important for many companies. I think it's a good for short incentive trip with rich program. That's really works for works really well for companies that have limits on flight times of the length of the trip. This short but package program give our clients great cultural, culinary, and nature experience while still fitting into the time most company can allow. As I mentioned earlier, many companies have time limits and flight time limits. So that's why Europe is such attractive and competitive choice for MICE, in my opinion. I can't hear you.
Apologies. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, we're getting quite a lot of questions. I've never seen the question chat so busy as we are for today, so we'll try and get through them. But a lot of destinations around Europe are asking what the potential is, and of course we can talk. I can see that there's messages from UK, from Belgium, from certain regions. But basically, you're saying that all destinations with a good mice product have good potential on the Polish mice market, yeah?
I think yes, because we can't say that we can't choose any special destination, because I have many requests in my company. It's hard to say where now is good place to go, choose to go. So it's hard to say. We have some in one year is very popular, some places in Italy. In different year we have many other requests. So it's hard to say where, but everywhere in Europe where exactly we have a good connection flies, and it's good choice for them and easy to organize, very package program. So yeah.
And that's the key, isn't it? That's the
yeah,
key.
all companies looking for this kind of things. Like they have a limited time, so we have 3 or 4 nights, mostly 4, and we need to organize everything in these 4 nights, and always looking for good connection fly, for example morning fly and late return fly. So this, when we have this kind of package, we can organize very good incentive.
Super. And maybe Philip, you can add a little bit here. I mean, Lot is so well connected with so many destinations. So I think this gives, having a national airline that really has the potential to offer these mice groups, first of all, such a selection of good destinations. Are you seeing any patterns, particularly on the mice to certain areas of Europe, or are they pretty well spread from your side?
Well, the question was for me, right, Paul?
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't sure. Actually, I wouldn't say that we see any particular pattern for the mice segment, for the mice passengers. I would say what we observe in our data, in our reports, is that the mice segment grow actually on whole our network. I would say that we observe that great increase in terms of the long-haul destinations, like the US. I know that such question was on the chat. Is the US destination is popular? So I would say that for the mice for sure, but also for the leisure passengers, it's really popular. And actually, we have a great connection from the Warsaw to North America, because there's not only US but also the Canada, the Toronto exactly in North America, and without actually not only the long haul flights, but I would like to say that the short haul destination is also really popular, and we see that there is no particular trends, like Maciek said. All of the mice requests, the mice groups, as created for the needs of the customers, for the clients. So we observe this, and we see sometimes for us the destinations that we have question in our mind. Why this? For example, the Tashkent in Uzbekistan. For us, it's like maybe not, not understandable, but this is really interesting for us, the destination, like the Tashkent or Adea, or not really popular for the, let's say, leisure passengers, but we understand the MICE needs, and we try to increase our network, improve our network to be also to cover also the needs of the MICE passengers, MICE customers. So if I have to sum up, I would say that we don't see any patterns for the MICE passenger, but we observe really great and strong increase for this segment of passengers.
Super. Thanks for clarifying that. Just a couple more points before we get to the questions on there. Time is flying, but I'd like to just ask Carol, if I may, and Jan, in terms of what are the kind of hot destinations, Carol, that you're observing for the school groups, for the leisure groups at the moment?
Okay, at the moment in the Scandinavian and Nordic countries, it's most for me, for the school, most popular program is trip by ferry. the Riga, Tallinn, Stockholm, and Helsinki. For the My Mice group, the most popular and famous is the city break in the Stockholm and Helsinki. We have the good connection with the Stockholm by a lot, and we organized 3 days. 1 day in Stockholm, cruise to Helsinki, and return to the Stockholm by ferry, of course. And this is a very good package for my clients, for incentive group, I think so. But we have the good accommodation in the Syria line. We have good food, drink, and activities on the boat, and maybe sauna in Helsinki at that good point for the city break for mice. I think so.
Super, thank you. I mean, it's obviously important that not only is Poland well connected with the airline, but also by ferry, and also is there a big? I'm going to ask Jan this one. Is there a big self-drive? Do a lot of Polish families or couples tend to drive to on their holiday individually as well? The self-drive product, is that something big in the Polish market as well as the group tours?
You mean to Scandinavia?
No, generally to where they don't need to take ferries, maybe to the German, Switzerland, Benelux, to the kind of nearby countries.
I think this is quite fast growing. It wasn't so popular in the past, but now this trend we can see it. We have some requests, but as I said, we focus on groups, so we are not working with the self-drive options. But I do myself a lot of travel like this, and I see that more and more people, especially camper trips, are growing very fast. And after the pandemic, it became crazy popular. So we had a crazy number of sales of campers, and I think Sweden and Norway is a top destination. So I meet a lot of Polish people there, but also for Polish market, like those strange destinations are very, very popular. So Polish people, they travel in different strange places. I was in Ethiopia last year, and every second tourist I met and I was talking with was Polish. And it was funny because, I heard from my girl, there war, not war, but if there are good plane tickets, Polish people always go. So really, I was so surprised about it that we choose those strange destination. I was in Uganda, for example, and met like 20 people group with self-drive 4x4, 6 families driving together. So yes, those long hauls are getting more and more interesting, and also self-travel in Europe. Lots of people now are flying and renting a car and then stay 1-2 weeks, looking for different attractions in the region.
Super. Just going to the last question now. A lot of people are asking on the chat about what the best way to approach the Polish market is from a European supplier perspective. We've got lots of destinations, hotel companies, etc., DMCs around Europe who are listening today, and they want to know, how do they get into the Polish market? And maybe can I start with you, Carol, in terms of the best way to approach the market? Is it directly to the likes of you and your tour operator, or is it to start going to the Polish outbound trade fairs? What's your advice to some of those listening today?
Could you repeat?
For the suppliers in Europe, they want to start to connect with the Polish market. They want to meet the tour operators. They want to see how their products could fit in. What's the best way for them to get into the Polish market, so to speak?
I don't know, but for me right now the fairs are not well organized in Poland. I think it's not necessary to part of them. Maybe the business breakfast for the smaller superior group are the better. But for me, the best are the farm trips. And I must admit that if Jan and his team przez Morze had to invited me to some years ago to the Norway on a farm trip. So I would not do Scandinavian today, and I think the farm trips study tour is the better way.
Okay, thank you. Jan, maybe you could say a little bit more about the road shows and the Polish fairs that you have. Are these effective ways for the European suppliers to kind of find out and explore a little bit more about the market?
So, in my opinion, in general, you need to use all the different ways to finding new clients and reaching the market. The trades, as Carol said, we don't have a good like the table workshop now, so you can meet with many tour operators and clients. So the trades are more like a kind of like the tourist festival, and more for individual clients than B2B. What works with our company, so the farm trips and like personal meetings of our sales team, but unfortunately this is the most expensive way of making the marketing. So I also, invite you for cooperation. We know this market really very well. I'll be on the Captain's Cruise with Nordic Collective, so maybe with some of you we can meet and talk. But this is my experience, and as I said before, with this a huge number of tour operators, the most important is to know how to check them, who is your target, and how to find those real good buyers. Because even when you make a fun trip, the most important is to take the good buyers. We know exactly that many companies, they stopped doing fun trips because a lot of buyers were fake buyers or not a big companies. So yeah, the most important is to know who you invite for, how to check this, what's his turnover, and what's his sales potential. But at the end, I would say, but very often you can miss, because on one farm tour we had a very nice colleague. He was like one person's company. He was, the great guy, but I said, oh, okay, but there is not a big potential. With next 5 years, he made over 60 incentive groups to Scandinavia with us. So sometimes you can fail with your thinking.
I think every market has those where they're not really operators or agencies with great potential, but there's many that are, and it sounds like in Poland there are many. Philip, in terms of approaching the market and with the national airline, is there a good way in terms of your side for European destinations to approach you for potential flights in future or new routes, etc.?
Yeah, for sure. I would say that the current air access from Poland to Europe is already strong, and we operate, I would say, in all of the European capital city for sure. But actually today we serve almost 100 destinations worldwide, and we launched the strategy 2028, where we would like to exceed this network for the new destinations, and very ambitious plan for sure. And what I would say that maybe this is good time to present you a little bit about our plans, because the milestone from the last weeks probably is our fleet development, because this is not only about the network, because the current network is really great, but we would like to be bigger. In our strategy, this is the first pillar. So we need to invest in our fleet. And recently, in last weeks, probably, we placed an order for the new Airbuses, A220, modern and highly efficient aircraft, that we replaced our current Embraers, also really great aircrafts. And actually, what's more, I think that the Airbuses is mostly for the European destination. So probably we will have much better product because we invest in the product as well. This is second pillar that in our strategy, that we would like be not only bigger, but we would like to be better as well. So we invest in our product. Probably you heard. If not, then I can tell you that we increased our product, so we can find some softs, some alcohol, some beverages on the short haul destinations. What is more in terms of the quality, recently we named by the Skytrax as the best Eastern European airline, and we got awarded as a 4-star rating, 4-star airlines. So this is really important for us. In terms of the network, because it was your question exactly, I would say that in this year we opened 7 new routes and announced another one. Actually, as I said, the Iceland and Rovaniemi, this is the in this region of the world, the Scandinavian Nordic, let's say. But I wouldn't say that this is our last word, and I hope that we have something in our mind, and probably in the next few weeks, maybe months, we will launch something new because we would like to be in line with our ambitions, with our strategy, with our place in the world, let's say. So yeah.
Super. Thank you very much. And finally, Maciek, I saw a couple of questions saying, how do I get to meet Maciek and offer my services and my products? What's the best way for the audience to approach your type of business as well?
I think by email. Yeah, easy to, I think if they want to meet me and show something, we can talk by phone, or you send me an email and we can find a way to set up some meetings. So absolutely easy to get me.
And you're very open to new products.
Yeah, exactly.
Super. Well, so the traditional way of working is still very much there as well, which is great to hear. We've got so many questions. I'm going to ask you to give me some really quick answers to these, because some of them are kind of 2-word questions. But first of all, somebody's asked, is the English language common and all accepted for Polish travelers? Who would like to take that one? Philip, what do you think?
Yeah, I would say that every year we observe that the Polish people not scared to travel alone. So I would say that yes, and you can see this in Warsaw, for example, where you can ask somebody in English, and I think 90% you get the answer.
Sounds perfect. Sounds perfect. So good English speakers, that's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
And the next question I'm going to ask to Carol is train travel. We've heard about obviously the flights, we've heard about the ferries and self-drive. Trains popular on the Polish market, in your opinion?
Yes, of course. In the Polish market, the train travels is the most popular is the red train in the Switzerland. We have mostly group in this year in the Switzerland in this train. St. Moritz to Tirano in Italy, the Bernina Express.
Perfect. That's great. So a big yes to somebody's sending a big well done to your company for your workshop. Apparently you've got an amazing workshop, Carol. So congratulations. Yeah. One of the audience listened to that. Jan, sorry, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, but so the destinations to see those touristic trains, this movement is very big. But when we talk about the train travel from Poland or inside Poland, in my opinion, it's very small. Of course, I'm not talking about FITs. So comparing to the German market, when this part of travel is really big, I heard that it's like over 30%. So in Poland, it's just a small number of groups. It's also a problem with Polish train company that it's very, very difficult to buy the group tickets. I don't know why, but they haven't managed this.
Of course, I think everybody's talking about train travel to be the future, but there are still a few hurdles in many areas to get. But for sure, it's definitely the way of the future. Just a very general question. We've got quite a lot of the audience asking outside of the Nordics. other typical popular destinations like France, Paris, London, obviously UK, Germany, Spain, are all very popular, big potential destinations for the Polish market as well? Philip, you're nodding there a little bit.
Yeah, of course, we observe that the huge demand for this, let's say, common popular destinations. And actually, one of our new route that I presented before is from the Krakow to the Paris. And this is great example for the MICE segment, for example, because we observe a lot of group requests for this route. What is really important, this is the request from the both sides, from the France, but also from the Poland. So of course, such destination like the Paris. I know that it was a question about London. So I would say in terms of the London, this is also really, maybe not huge, but really strong demand for the school groups, like for the language school or some kind of this. And we observe really nice demand. And I would say that in all of European capitals, we see a strong demand as it was before, because this is now popular by the name of these cities.
Super. Thank you, Jan. Go ahead.
I read a few months ago some article from the Spanish Tourist Board, and they wrote that Poland now, the Polish market is the fastest growing market for the whole Spain tourism, which is very strong. But what was also, surprised me that they put a diagram when they put the average spends of tourism for different markets. And the Poland was the first one. So like the average day spends of Polish tourism was 10% higher than UK and over 20% higher than German one. So it was really a huge surprise for me. But that is true that when Polish people are going for a holiday, there are no limits. They love to have fun. And during the holiday, they don't look for every euro. And I think this is the way why there are so good digits. So I think that these clients are really worth for the suppliers.
I think you've all painted an incredibly strong and compelling argument about why the Polish market really is something for many of our listeners to invest in for the future. And thank you all so much for great insight and great input. Just to tell everybody listening that we'll be sharing the presentation that was shown before when we share the recording. So there will be a recording of this for everybody to share with their colleagues. That will be sent by our colleagues at ETOA. And I think for us and our colleagues at ETOA, that this is really a great introduction into why maybe we need to get closer to the Polish market, not only as a destination, which is certainly happening, but also as a destination to meet the tour operators, to meet the wholesalers, to get an understanding and bring you very much in line with other markets in Europe, because it's certainly something not to be missed. And we really appreciate both the leisure and MICE segment insights from today. So thank you all so much. If we've missed your question, we're sorry. We've tried to answer as many as we can. All destinations in Europe are definitely on the potential map for the Polish market, so don't hold back. We'll love to do something else on Poland in the coming months as well, because it's really is one of the most exciting emerging markets in Europe. And we'll talk to our colleagues at ETOA to see what we can do. But thank you, everybody, for listening. Thanks to our amazing panelists for their insight, and wishing you all a great day. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.